The families of two women who died in the Glasgow bin lorry crash have told an inquiry they intend to seek a private prosecution against the driver. Jacqueline Morton's family have sought an adjournment so they can begin action against 58-year-old Harry Clarke. The motion is being backed by relatives of Gillian Ewing. Both women were among the 6 people who died in the crash on December 22 last year. A decision on whether the inquiry will be halted will be made on Thursday. In the meantime, evidence at the Fatal Accident Inquiry, FAI, which is now in its 5th week at Glasgow Sheriff Court, will continue. Previous blackout. The inquiry is looking at Mr Clarke's health, the bin lorry and its route. The FAI has previously heard that Mr Clarke was unconscious at the wheel when the Glasgow City Council bin lorry crashed on December 22 last year. The inquiry has also heard that he suffered a previous blackout in 2010 at the wheel of a bus, while employed as a driver for First Bus. In the past 4 weeks, the FAI has been told that Mr Clarke lied about the circumstances surrounding the 2010 blackout in his council application form, subsequent health assessments and in dealings with the Driver and Vehicle Licensing Agency, DVLA. Scotland's Crown Office stated in February that it would not bring criminal proceedings against Mr Clarke over the incident, which it said was a tragic accident. The Crown Office later clarified at the inquiry that this decision stood, even after it had emerged at the FAI that Mr Clarke may have lied about the state of his health to obtain driving jobs. Some families have been highly critical of the decision not to prosecute Mr Clarke and have stated they would consider a private prosecution against him. On Monday, the first move towards a private prosecution began at the inquiry. Dorothy Bain QC, acting for the family of Ms Morton, from Glasgow, told Sheriff John Beckett she had been instructed to seek an adjournment in order to seek authority to bring a private prosecution against Mr Clarke. Ms Bain said it could take up to 3 months to establish whether a private prosecution could proceed. Alistair Forsyth, acting for the bereaved Ewing family, supported Ms Bain's motion. Ronald Conway, representing the Tate family, said they would not be pursuing a private prosecution as the family felt that the inquiry should focus on the systemic failures which have been made plain during the course of evidence. Profound implications. Mr Clarke's advocate, Ronnie Clancy QC, said the driver supported the motion to adjourn, but stressed that he was keen to return to the inquiry to give evidence once the issue of legal proceedings had been resolved. Solicitor General Leslie Thompson QC, who is leading the inquiry, said there was a clear public interest in seeing the inquiry through to the sheriff's determination. She said that if Mr Clarke was going to be prosecuted then he would have to be given a warning before giving evidence, meaning he may not answer all questions. Ms Thompson said there would be profound implications in adjourning the inquiry. Sheriff Beckett said he would consider the motion for adjournment and the inquiry would hear the evidence of the other remaining witnesses in the meantime. This means that Mr Clarke, who was expected to begin giving evidence on Tuesday, will not appear until Thursday at the earliest. 6 people died and 15 others were injured when the Glasgow City Council bin lorry veered out of control on Queen Street on December 22 last year before crashing into the Millennium Hotel in George Square. The inquiry continues.